So this commenter says, the more I learned, I think Pierre Poilievre is nothing but a plant to divide us. Foreign interference in leadership campaign means he was placed as opposition leader by outside forces to stoke anger and chaos. And I want to talk about this. I'm in agreement. And I'm going to preface this video with a warning that I am kind of venturing out into a little bit of conspiracy theory territory here. But I'm going to lay out some facts. All these following things are true. I'll tell you when I start hypothesizing. We know that Alexander Dugin wrote a book called The Foundation of Geopolitics, in which he laid out what Russia can do to reclaim its place as world leader, such as it were. And we know this, he published the book, we know the plan was to use social media and information warfare and propaganda to stoke political and racial division in Western countries. That's step one. Step two was to invade Ukraine. Step three was Moldova. Thankfully, they've stalled out on Ukraine so far. Now we know there is ample evidence that Trump in the States received multiple bits of help and funding from Russia, as well as from Saudi Arabia and some other places. We know Marie Le Pen in France has Russian money and Russian backing. I believe Geert Wilders in Holland does as well, but I have not went to double check that before I said this, but I'm pretty sure on that one too. So we know Russia at least is interfering in a lot of different countries and backing predominantly right-wing opponents. Now we also know India is doing this, and we know that India is allied pretty closely with Russia lately, and they're trying to play like two sides, be friends with America and be friends with Russia, but they are one of Russia's closer allies. And we know India interfered in Canadian politics with the conservative leadership race. At least one. So now I'm going to hypothesize. Because to me, if we know these foreign agents are purposely interfering in all sorts of elections in democratic Western countries, predominantly backing conservative right-wing side of things, most likely because that side is more prone to disinformation since they tend to be less educated, and more inclined towards authoritarianism since they are also mostly religious, which is inherently authoritarian. So then my question is, do you really think Canada is immune to that or somehow different? Do you really think like Russia and India would back predominantly conservative movements in all these other countries but then back the liberal one in Canada? I don't think so. If they're interfering to back anyone in Canada, it's the Conservative Party. Because that's who they've backed in every other country that they've interfered in and backed somebody. So yeah, I agree. Pierre Poilievre is an outside funded thing to interfere and stoke anger and chaos and basically fuck everything up. And he's doing that. So I guess Modi and Putin are getting what they paid for.